guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is, as you could probably see on the title, about 10 makeup mistakes that a lot of people make and how to fix them. I hope this video is helpful to you guys, and I hope that if you are guilty of making any of these mistakes, which I definitely have been guilty of them in the past, you learn something from it. Leave me a comment down below if you make any of these mistakes, let's call them that, and if the video was helpful to you. Don't forget, before you leave, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. And let's just go ahead and get started now. So mistake number one would be not using a transition shadow. Now let me show you guys what I mean by a transition shadow. I pulled 5 palettes here, and I'm going to show you like transition shadows in each one of them so that you guys get the idea of what a transition shadow does for you. Basically, a transition shadow is going to be something that you put on the crease of your eye to help you diffuse the darker color that you want to use for like the smoky effect of your eyelid, to help you transition that color into the highlight underneath the brow. So the first one we will get started with is the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette collaboration. These are what these shadows look like here, and a great transition shadow in this palette is this color right here. So as you can see, this is a color that is not the darkest. Is going to be a transition into the darkest colors. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a swatch of it so you can see how it looks. So there it is. As you can see, it's, you know, a little bit darker than my complexion, but it's also not like a black or a dark purple or anything super dark. I also pulled the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and this is what it looks like right here. Now, this palette is great because this palette has lots of transition shadows. Nude, Commando, Faith, Tempted. All of those 4 shadows are going to be great transition shadows. This one here is a limited edition palette that I have from Anastasia, one of my favorite ones that she's made. And this one has a great transition shadow. It'd be this color right over here called Morocco. As you can see, very similar to the Kathleen Lights palette. It is a color that is just a bit darker than your complexion, but it's going to make a great transition from lightest to darkest. Also, if you're very fair, this color right here, Soft Peach, is also a great transition color. This one, I'm going to give you a little swatch of it. You can see it right over here. I like to start my colors, my shadow, with a transition shade that's kind of like that, and then go ahead and put another one kind of like these two over top of it. This was the palette that I used for my eyeshadow today, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. I first used Soft Peach and put it like diffused around the crease of my eye, and then I went in with Morocco to darken that color up a little bit, and then I used Fudge right here for the darkest color that I put on my crease and also on the outer corner of my eye. I also have here the Huda Beauty palette, and this one also has a couple of really great transition shadows. So you could, ooh, this is, there we go. You can use Shide, you can use Suede. Sandalwood down here is a great transition shadow. So all of those are going to be awesome. This one is the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani palette, and this one has great transition shades. So Danger, 1987, and Harajuku. These 3 shades right here in the middle make for great transition shadows. These are going to be awesome at diffusing your smoky eye. And in case you guys don't know, the best way to apply transition shadows would be with a big fluffy brush like this one. This one is the Sigma E40. So mistake number 2 would be to not fill in your eyebrows. I don't have to spend as much time on this one. Basically, I see a lot of people do like a very dark smoky eye, or they do like a perfect complexion, and they don't fill in their eyebrows at all. And no makeup look is going to look completed, in my opinion, if you don't fill in your eyebrows. Now, if you are a person who has like the bushiest, most perfect, like defined eyebrows, you don't need to fill them up. But most people are not that lucky, and so basically they go around with makeup on and no eyebrows on. I have been totally guilty of that in the past. I'm going to insert a picture here that I have, I think, on my Instagram still, where I had like a full face of makeup on and I had no eyebrows filled in, and I did this for years. I'm so upset nobody told me. On to mistake number 3, that would be not blending well their makeup. So a lot of YouTubers or people on the internet tell you to put your highlight on kind of in a downward motion on the tops of your cheekbones and down. And I have seen people walking around with a line of highlight right there. No, you have to blend that out. Get yourself a nice fluffy brush like this one, and make sure when you start applying the shadow, you blend it down, you blend it up, and then you also blend it into your blush that you have on, or put on a blush on top of your highlighter if that makes it easier. We need to not see lines. Lines, bad. The same thing goes for the contour. I've seen people who maybe are trying to do like cream contouring or even powder contouring, and they end up not blending it well enough to where their face looks like muddy, or it's not blended into the rest of their complexion really well. And if you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely make an effort to show you, or if you have any like video ideas for me to do based on questions that arise from this video, also let me know in the comments down below, please. Alright, so mistake number 4 would be using too much product. And I think I put this one here mainly because of all of the color correcting videos I see on the internet or on Instagram. And I see people doing like green strikes, or like an orange triangle underneath their eyes, or like purple all over their face. And that should not be what color correcting is about. Color correcting is basically about correcting where you have the color that shouldn't be there or that you want to eliminate. So for instance, I have really bad under eye circles, and I do use a color corrector for underneath my eyes, but I only put it on top of where the dark circle is occurring. The bags underneath your eyes are going to be either purple or like brownish, and they're gonna normally be like right here. Sometimes people have them like right here. Sometimes people might have them in a broader area. Basically, you want to put that peach color on top of where you see the discoloration. I personally have purpley under eye circles, so I put the peach color wherever I see purple. I put peach, and then I blend it in with my beauty blender, and then I go in with the concealer to blend it all out. You don't need to put peach in a, like downward triangle underneath the whole eye, because then you're not just correcting the purple, you are turning the rest of your skin that doesn't need correction, you're giving it an orangey hue, and that's not what we want to do. Same thing goes for redness. So if you're using a green color corrector on top of redness or pimples, you should be putting it on top of where you have the spots and blending it in there. You shouldn't be using like, a full face of green. There's no need for that. You're just going to end up using more of your color corrector and then using a lot more foundation to try and cover that up and make your face not look green. Okay, so mistake number 5 would be not setting your concealer. I meet a lot of people who ask me, what's your best concealer? Which concealer that you have doesn't crease? And the answer is none. All concealers are going to crease. Basically, whenever you put a cream on your face, so when you smile or, your face moves, you talk, you eat, your face moves in any way, that cream that you're putting on is going to move and it's going to settle into any lines that you have on your face, and it's going to make them appear more emphasized. So what you want to do for any product not to crease, if you have anything creasing on your face, is you have to set it. The Laura Mercier transition powder is very, very popular. Cover FX has one that's wonderful. For under your eyes specifically, I love the RCMA one, and I also love the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. That one is a great one for the under eyes because it's very thin, just like that RCMA one. So what you want to do basically is you want to put the concealer on and then put some powder over top of it so that nothing moves and nothing creases. Once you put the powder on top of the cream, the cream is not moving. Alright, so mistake number 6 would be to not use a primer. So basically, if you have very dry skin, you should be using a moisturizer and you should be using a hydrating primer. This is going to help the foundation not look apparent on your skin. You know, it's not going to separate from you being dry, and it's going to not give you texture. And then opposite to that, if you're oily, you need to be putting a mattifying primer on. So, you know, if you're a person who wakes up with oils on their face or in the middle of the day needs to blot or reapply powder, and you're not using a primer, get yourself a primer. Get yourself a mattifying primer. Apply it on your face after your moisturizer before you put on your foundation, and it's going to keep your foundation and your makeup lasting a lot longer throughout the day, I promise you. Alright, so mistake number 7 would be not using the right foundation shade. Basically, you have to make sure that you're matching yourself to the right foundation shade. If you go to Sephora, there is a device that will tell you exactly what you need, or the employees that will match you exactly to the foundation that you need. But besides that, make sure that you're matching yourself to foundation in summer and the winter time as well, because our skin changes colors throughout the year because we get more tan in the summer, lighter in the winter, and you will need different color foundations to match you different parts of the year, if that makes sense. Mistake number 8 would be to not blend the foundation down your neck. So if you are going to use a foundation that's lighter or darker than you, or you found a foundation that might be right up in the middle of your summer and winter shade, and you want to stick with that one because it'll work for you year round, your face and your skin will still change color. So make sure you're blending it down your neck, and make sure that you're bronzing so that it looks nice and blended and it looks nice and natural. If you put foundation again just on your face, it will look like you're wearing a mask if it's not the exact same color. It's always nice to blend it down to your neck, even if it's your shade. Just blend it down. It's always nice, and it looks a lot better when your foundation is nice and blended. Mistake number 9. Mistake number 9 is to not have a focus on your makeup. Okay, so let's say you are going out at night and you want to go all out, right? So you're doing a black smoky eye, you're doing like nice like snatch contour, and then you want to rock a red lip. And again, makeup is makeup, and you can do whatever you want and whatever you feel comfortable with, but that is a lot going on in your face. If you want to go for a bold lip, I recommend you go with the lighter eye. And if you want to go for a very dark smoky eye, then you should go with a lighter lip. Also, as far as contouring and like the complexion goes, make sure that if you have a lot going on in your face and your lips, to not do a very harsh contour, because then that's going to also take attention. Basically, you want people to see you and focus on one beautiful thing on your face, but not for them to be distracted by everything that's going on, if that makes sense. And mistake number 10 would be not using skincare. I left the best for last. That is the number 1 mistake people make. Using skincare is the most important thing that you're going to do for your makeup to look good, because makeup is only going to look as good as your skin looks underneath it. Makeup will cover some things and makeup will correct some things, but makeup is not going to be able to hide like texture or like really deep wrinkles. And you know, life happens and everyone will get older, but we want to get older in a more graceful way. And if you are someone who suffers from acne, or you know, if you have like very like dehydrated skin and your skin like peels, or you have very oily skin and you're like dripping oil all day, there are things in skincare that will help you solve those problems, that will help you get your skin under control, and that will help you so that everything you put on top looks better. So that is absolutely the most important thing that you should be doing for yourself, and that is the number 1, I guess, makeup mistake a lot of people make, is not using skincare. Skincare is absolutely necessary. With that said, I am done with this video. Those are my 10 makeup mistakes people usually make. If you enjoyed this video or you found it informational, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it if you do, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you go. I will have more videos coming as always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.